Hi friends, welcome back to Planet Dirt. It has been quite a few days since I've been out here doing anything, mostly because the bowls depressed me, let's be honest. So today I'm doing something that is not related to the garden beds because this is going to be a big project and the soil at the bottom of them is still a little frozen and it's making it really difficult to dig out. So instead, I'm going to be cleaning up my two green stalks that I have. I'm going to be topping them off with some fresh soil. I do have some strawberries that are currently in there, but I'm going to be taking out some of the basil that was in there. I'm going to put in some lettuce, and I'm going to put in some new strawberry starts as well. So I'm going to go grab them. Let's take a look at what they look like right now. They're kind of a mess. And we're going to get started just taking all the dead stuff out first. All right, so right now they are sitting on my porch under a little bit of cover, and they still have pretty much all the dead stuff in them from last season. This is mostly dead basil, and there's some nasturtiums in there as well. And then this is the other one. Same kind of deal, only this one has a bunch of strawberries in it as well. So my goal is to have one of these be strawberries, and then the other one I'm going to clean out as well. And I have a few lettuce starts that we started together about a month ago, and some of those can start to be planted out. So let's get in there and get them started. First, I do have to get in the greenhouse and clear out a space for them, though, so that as I'm cleaning them out, I can just put them exactly where they're going to go. All right, so I got a space all cleaned up. I got the first one in, and I'm going to bring in the second one. They're just sitting here waiting to be filled. I think I'm going to fill them and plant in them one at a time as I stack it up. That's really just a personal preference thing. I've seen people stack it all together and then dig out each individual cell and plant in them, but for me, it's just easier. This is also one of the leaves, so it's a little bit smaller of an area. So for me, it's easier to work in it when it's open and then put the filler in and then stack them up as I go. So first one's in. I'll go start bringing in the second one. All right, so I'm going to start cutting out all of the dead stuff, and all I got to top these off was just a bag of Pro Mix. You don't want to cheap out when you're going for the soil in your Greenstalks. I made that mistake the very first year I had them, and it really matters because there's so little soil to work with, and I didn't know any better. So all of these ones, there's just a bunch of dead debris in here from when the frost killed it off. So I'm going to get in here, cut all this out, and then start stacking. So some of them do still have strawberry plants in them. And where there are strawberries, I am going to fill in with the crowns that I bought. And I bought 2 bags of crowns, so I have 20 more. So we'll see how far that gets me. I may have to go into the second Greenstalk for a few of them, but if I have to do that, that's fine. And the wonderful thing about Greenstalks is that I have 2 and they fit together because they're the same. So if I decide later on that I want, half of one to be strawberries and the other half to be flowers because I want a little more visual interest, or it's going to work out better that way, I can always flip-flop and move the tiers between the stalks as well. So I'm going to get in there and start cleaning. All right, here is the first tier done. I did have some of the new crowns to put in this level. Some of them don't look very good, but it's honestly really hard to tell with dormant crowns whether they're going to come back or not. Sometimes they just look incredibly awful and they end up growing anyway. So we will just hope for the best on that one. For those strawberries that were already in here, I picked them up a little bit and backfilled some of the soil so that they would come up a little higher and they wouldn't be down so far. just because there was some significant settling, which, just happens in any container. So, alrighty, that one's done. Let's move on to the next. Alright, so I just wanted to make a note right here. So this one, it has a bunch of dead or slash dying leaves, and that's just the plant going dormant because it was outside. So this one is still probably alive. You can see the green new growth coming in right there, and it's probably going to come back. Same with this one. It's got a bunch of dead over here. Like, even these are green, but they're mostly dead. Like, the stem itself was cracking off. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm cleaning all of this up, and then I'm leaving this crown intact, and that one does have a little bit of new growth right there, so I'm going to leave that as well. right, friends, it turns out I can almost do math. So let's take a look. All right, so the green stalk is all filled out. Well, filled up with a bunch of dormant plants. And then I have one little spot that's empty right here. I was one little plant short, which is fine. I have a bunch of flowers and stuff I can put in there. I like interspersing flowers anyway. And then as they grow out, I do always take them as they're sprouting runners, and I put the runners in the next cell over. So I'm sure it won't be empty for long, but there is one spot short. But it is all filled in, and I'm loving it. Getting excited for spring. All right, so it is starting to rain, which I can still work in the greenhouse, but it's starting to get very dark and dreary out here. So I'm going to head in and I'll finish up tomorrow. But y'all, this is exactly what I needed to get a little of my motivation back, because man, those voles just really bummed me out, and I was so excited for everything that was growing, and when we had to pull it all, it was just kind of a big bummer. So this is given me the little kick I need to get back into it, and over the next week the ground should be thawing a little bit more. It's not warming up, I wouldn't say, but it is going to be above freezing for a few days in a row. So I should be able to get out here and dig out the rest of these beds and get them lined, and I'll bring you along when I do. Thanks for coming along with me today. Bye.